Hello, my friends, and thank you for joining me for another chair yoga video. I'm Nina, and I'm so glad you're here. In today's class, we again focus on the lower back, working to strengthen it and protect it. And then that will serve us as we go about our day-to-day activities. So grab your chair and join me. We'll start in our chair, and I always like to have something that I can connect my feet to the earth. In this case, I'm using a block. You could use a book, a folded up blanket, so that we're connected to the earth. We can push down into the feet, push down into the sitting bones, and sit up even a little taller. Let's turn our palms down. I'm sitting back in my chair. So the back is right there next to my back, but I'm not leaning on it. I'm really sitting up tall. And then we have that invitation to soften or close the eyes and just tune into the body. Notice how things feel today. And once you've checked in with the physical body, let's tune into the breath. We'll begin to even it out and slow it down. As you continue with those nice, slow, and even breaths, take a moment now to notice how the body feels after maybe 3 or 4 nice breaths. Have we been able to release any tension? Have we identified any tension that's resident in the body right now, and can we release it? So let's pay attention to that right now. What's going on with the jaw? With the skin around the eyes, with the shoulders. Soften those and then return your attention to the breath. Then we'll stack our palms at heart center. We'll take a moment to set an intention for this practice, whatever is important for you today. Bring it to the front of your mind. Bring it to the front of your heart. And then we'll release those hands back down to the lap. We'll blink open the eyes if they were closed. And we're going to move our bodies forward to the edge of the chair. So come to the edge of the chair. Move your prop out of the way. I just like to slide it underneath my chair, but if you have a blanket, you might want to pick it up and put it out of the way. We've got our sitting bones firmly on the chair, our feet firmly on the ground. My thighs are parallel, my shins are parallel, hands in the lap. And again, trying to let the crown of the head make its way to the ceiling. Let's bring a little bit of motion into the head and neck. Take an inhale and very, very slowly, let's begin to turn the head in one direction. Just take your time. This doesn't have to be one breath. Just continue to breathe as we make this slow movement in one direction. And you don't have to worry about getting to the very edge of your range of motion. We're just turning the head. And then we're going to bring it back to center. Again, slow motion. Once you get back to center, we'll take another inhale. And we'll let the exhale begin the journey of the head in the other direction. Continue to breathe as you turn. And then make your way back to center. So we haven't lost the length in the spine. We're just turning the cervical vertebrae a little bit. One last turn in the other direction. And then return that head to center, slow movement. Once we get back to center, let's start moving the shoulders, making some big circles forward, up, back, and down. You can let your hands go wherever feels natural. And then we'll take one in the other direction. Take two in the other direction. Feels good. And then pause. And we always like to finish with one back. There we go. And then we'll bring our hands to our lap. Let's do a few slow rounds of cat and cow. Now we want to inhale, fill up. We don't want to yank that head back, jerk that head back. Just a lift of the gaze, of the chin. And then as we exhale, we're going to round, starting at the tailbone, bringing that belly button back, letting the shoulder blades separate, letting the chin come down. Inhale, fill up, open. Lift that gaze. Exhale, round and drop the chin. We'll do two more just like that. And then pause, push into the feet, sit up a little bit taller. Shoulders come down from the ears. Let's release our hands now down alongside the body. We're going to inhale and reach those arms up. Now we know up could be any kind of place here. Up might mean bicep by the ear for you. It might mean shoulder height, or a cactus arm might be a good solution as well. So that will be our inhale. Please continue to breathe as we go through the instructions. And then as we exhale, we're going to float the arms back down. We'll come up onto the toe of one foot. So I've lifted my heel. You see, I'm just on the point of my toe. That core is working to lift me up. I feel a little bit of engagement, perhaps in the thigh, perhaps in my glutes. And then as I lower my heel, the arms are going to go back up. Then we switch sides. Arms come down, that other knee lifts, coming onto the toe. Now, put that heel down. We're going to tie it all together, okay? Know where you want your arms to be. We don't want to add any pain. No pain, no pain. Those are the rules. When you're ready, inhale, arms go up, sit up tall, crown of the head reaches for the ceiling. Exhale, arms float down, we come up onto the toe. Notice my spine is tall, there's no arch in the back. Inhale, arm goes up, heel goes down. Exhale, lifting the other heel. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, heel down, arms up, energy up through the fingertips no matter where we are. And then as we exhale, we bring the hands back down to the lap. Take a circle with the shoulders, pause for a moment, notice sensation in the body. And this pause is just as important as the movement that we do. Both movement and stillness make up yoga. Okay, now, what if we added on? So the arms are the inhale. As we exhale, what happens if we pick up that foot a little bit higher? Still maintaining that tall spine. So we don't want to take it here. We'd like to take it here. And then heel down, arms up. So that's what we're going to try this round. If that does not serve you, if the back is bothering you, legs don't want to work that way, that's fine. You might even decide to just lift the heel and keep all 5 toes on the ground. Find what works for you best. We inhale, we take the arms up. Exhale, lower the arms, lift that thigh. Tall spine. Inhale, foot lowers. Exhale, other side. Inhale. And exhale. And you may notice that we're doing something different on the top of the body from the bottom of the body. And that's good for our brain as well. Brain yoga, back yoga, it's all tied together. Arms up. Arms come back down to your lap. Take a circle with those shoulders. Yes. And pause. Okay. Now we're going to take a little wider stance. You might want to sit towards the corner of the chair, so the corner is kind of between my legs. My knees are wide. My toes and my knees are going in the same direction. I sit up tall. We have two options with the arms. We can take them up, bicep by the ear, or we can take it to a cactus. But from here, I'm just going to turn so I can see the camera a little bit better and you can see me a little bit better. From here, we're going to take an inhale. As we exhale, let's lean over to one side. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean the other way. So think about what's working now. Those oblique muscles are working a little bit. Come on back to center. Take an inhale. Let's try it. Take an inhale. Exhale, lean over one direction. Just go as far as feels comfortable. You'll feel those muscles kicking in. And then the next inhale brings you up. Exhale, go the other way. Inhale, come on back up. Let's try one more in each direction. Leaning. Come on back up. Other side. And return. And float those arms back down to your lap. Take a circle with the shoulders. Pause and notice sensations in the body. And then we're going to bring our feet back together. And we're going to make our way to standing. And actually, usually I cut the camera here, and then I stand, and then I turn the camera back on. But what we're going to do today is we're going to do it together. So I'm bringing my feet to the floor, pushing into my feet, sliding my body forward onto the chair. I can bring my hands to my thighs. Let's take an inhale. As we exhale, bring that belly button back to the spine. And then as we inhale, push into the feet, make your way to standing. Okay, so I was able to do that without using my hands on another piece of equipment on the wall. It's worth practicing. It's a functional way to stand up. We support that spine on the exhale and then push into the feet to inhale to come up. So here we are standing. I didn't even cut away from the camera. We're going to use our chair today. I'm going to take that block, put it on top of my chair so that my workspace is clear. Don't want to have any accidents. And we're going to use this chair. We're going to stand behind the back of the chair. So keep that close by. In the meantime, find your mountain pose. Stand up tall. Think about crown of the head reaching for the ceiling. Let's turn our palms forward and imagine that the fingertips are weighted and kind of pulling away from you. This is our mountain pose, our Tadasana. Feel the power in this. Feel the length of the spine. Come back to the even breath. What happens if from this tall, strong position, we just bring that little bit of motion into head and neck, turning in one direction, and then the other. And then return to center. And release everything. How did that feel? Okay, we're going to work with our warrior one today. Always we can use the chair for fingertip control. Let's have our, I'm just going to cue right, left, and you do what feels best for you. Right foot forward, left foot back. Right foot forward, left foot back. We're going to be in a warrior one, so our hips are pretty square to the chair. If I put my hands on my hips, I feel they're relatively level. I'm not, I don't have one hip sticking out in one direction or the other. My back heel is down. My feet are as if they're on skis. And then I'm going to straighten that front leg. Now, as we move today in and out of this pose, we're going to bend the front knee, reach the arms forward and up. And I want this to be a tall up. I don't want this to be like a back bend. We're really working on length of the spine today. Many weeks we work on opening heart center or we work on back bends, but today we're working on this tall spine. So with our arms down by our side, let's engage all the way down to the fingertips. As we inhale, we bend the front knee, we reach the arms forward and up. It might be a cactus, that's okay. Coming into our warrior one. As we exhale, we float the arms back down, straighten the leg. Now you know that if you need help with the balance, you can bring the hand to the one or both hands to the chair and use it for that fingertip control. My chair should be a little closer for that, but I'm keeping it a little farther away so that you can see me better. Tall spine. Now the next time that we come into that warrior one, we're going to stay there. So stay there in your warrior one. Tall spine. Push into both feet and feel how that affects this warrior one. You might have cactus arms. Both are good. Slow and even breath. Now, we're going to keep the front knee bent. Bring the hands to the thigh. This is our inhale. As we exhale, we start to straighten that leg and hinge forward. We can bring the hands to the back of the chair. So I'm just gonna pause here to show you what this feels like, right? This is our pyramid pose. Our legs are straight, spine is long. You can keep your hands on your thigh and fold a little bit more. But as we inhale, we're gonna bend the front knee, come on back up. So that's the motion, that's the flow. This is our inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, slide the hands down, straighten the leg. Straighten the leg, but don't lock it out. Inhale. You may experience a stretch in the back of that front hamstring. We'll do one more like this. And then we're going to stay in that pyramid pose with hands on the thigh, long spine. Notice if your hips are level, you can bring the hands to the back of the chair, but we want that spine to be long. And if you can, tuck that chin so you can keep the neck in line with the spine. One or both hands can be on the chair or 0 hands. We'll soften into the knee and make our way back up. Step forward to your chair. Pause and notice how things feel in the body, the difference between this side and this side. And so we do the other side. I'm going to do it without the chair in front of me this time, just so you can see a little better. We find our warrior one, our hips are relatively level, our feet are on skis. Once we found it with that knee bent over that ankle, we straighten the front leg. We're going to move with our arms, our breath, our leg. As we inhale, we bend the front knee, arms go up, and exhale. So we're only letting that front knee go over the front ankle. We don't need to go beyond it. We can use that chair in front of us to help us with balance. But we really want to focus on that tall spine, crown of the head reaches for the ceiling. The next time that we come into the pose, we stay in the pose. Push into the back foot. Push into the front foot. Let the crown of the head get even closer to the ceiling. And then we're going to bring those hands down to the thighs, staying in our warrior one. This is our inhale now. And as we exhale, we start to straighten that front leg. Just slide the hands down. Doesn't have to go very far. Long spine. Bend the knee. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. As you exhale, think about pulling those abdominal muscles back Next time we're in our pyramid pose, let's stay here. Perhaps feeling that stretch in the hamstring of the front leg. Soften into that front knee and make your way back up to standing. Step your back foot forward. Pause here and notice how things feel. Okay, let's turn the chair so we can look at the seat of the chair now. After all of that asymmetry, time to even things out. Just a simple forward fold with legs together, feet are parallel, probably about 1 fist distance apart. Stand up tall, shoulders down from the ears. Take an inhale. And as we exhale, we'll soften into the knees. We'll reach the hands forward. Again, long spine, and take a fold here. Now, at this point, I'm just in a hinge, and this is fine. You can stop here, or if you like, you can lower and let the crown of the head reach for the seat of the chair. You can stack those forearms or palms. My knees are very soft here. We don't need to keep those legs straight if that doesn't feel right. Breathe here. And then soften into the knees. Let's bring our palms to the seat of the chair. Let's lift into that hinge. Stay here for another inhale. Exhale, bring those abdominals back to support the spine. Soften into the knees as you inhale. Come up the rest of the way. You can even lift those arms if you like and float the arms down by your side. Pause again. Notice how things feel now. Okay, we're going to work with our warrior two now. You can keep this chair in front of you, right in front of you. We'll pretend I'll have an imaginary chair in front of me just so you can see my feet better. We take a wide stance, not overly wide, but a comfortably wide stance. And we're going to turn these right toes out to the right, turning the left toes in slightly, working with warrior two. This front knee will bend over that ankle. This is our warrior two stance, right? Our hips this time are kind of wide. So these would be where the arms are in warrior two, and we're going to move with all of this. Let's straighten the front leg. Let's reach the arms overhead. Now, if balance is an issue today, you're going to use that chair in front of you. Put your right hand on the chair. The left arm will go up. This is our inhale. As we exhale, we bend that front knee, float the arm down, the back arm down. And our gaze is over that front knee. Inhale. So if you're using both arms, you're going to be looking like this. And exhale. Now the next time that we're in warrior two, we're going to stay here. You're going to stay here either with both arms extended, or that front arm will be on the chair, the back of the chair. Breathe here, shoulders down from the ears, but the crown of the head is reaching for the ceiling. We still are working with tall spine. Turn your back palm up. We're going to do some interesting cross-body work. So as we inhale, we're going to bend the back arm, lift up onto the front toes. And exhale, put everything back down. Lift it up, inhale. And exhale. One more. Turn the back palm down. Take another nice, slow, even breath in your warrior two. Float the arms down, straighten the legs. Let's turn the toes in. And then we go the other side. Left toes straight ahead, right toes in slightly. This is what the arms would look like in our warrior two. My knee is bent over my front ankle. I can put that front arm to the back of my chair to help support me. So we're going to move within this. We straighten the legs. This is our inhale. As we exhale, we make our way to warrior two. It might be just that back arm.
The next time that we're in warrior two, we stay here. Now let's turn the back palm up. Again, that front arm can be on the chair to help support you. This is where it gets fun, right? Crossing the midline. Notice shoulders need to be over the hips. We don't want to be here. We want to be here. Okay, now we're going to bend that back arm, lift up front toes. And return. If you're here, that front arm's doing nothing. It's just in its warrior two. And then pause there, turn the back palm down, stay for another wonderful, slow and even breath. And then float the arms down, straighten the leg, turn those toes straight ahead, bring the legs, feet together, do a little wiggle, a little jiggle. And we'll move to our balancing pose. Today we're going to work with flamingo. And I'd like us to come back to a mountain pose, feet a little bit closer together this time. So instead of one fist apart, those feet, they're about an inch apart. My big toes are about an inch apart. Toes are straight ahead. Let's take those arms, palms forward. Imagine that the fingers are weighted and reaching from you, away from you. Crown of the head still going to the ceiling. Just take a breath here. Now I'm going to turn to the side to show you what this looks like. You can use the wall behind you to support you. Okay? So we're going to take our toes, one foot. We're just going to lift up that knee and come onto the toes. And balance here. That's all we're doing. We're balancing here. We've got one whole foot on the ground and our big toe of the other foot. And you see that my big toe is in front of the other foot. I'm not here, but I'm here. I'm standing up taller and pushing down into the foot, imagining that my fingers are reaching for the floor, crown of the head reaching for the ceiling. And then bring that foot back down. We switch sides. I come up onto that toe and I breathe here, evening it out. So yes, this is a balanced posture. This is 1 foot plus a toe. It's a lot of work, I know that. The wall can be immediately behind us to support us. And then bring that foot back. Pause for a second. We have the opportunity to add on. You can stay right here and do the toe. That's fine. But we come back to our stance. It's about that far apart. My feet are about that far apart. My arms are reaching down, and this time I might decide to lift up that foot. My knee is about the same height as my hip. Crown of the head reaching for the ceiling, fingers reaching down. This is a balance pose. Now, as you balance here, whether your back is on the wall or you're away from the wall, try and notice what's doing the work. Where do you feel sensation? Is it the thigh? Is it the glutes? Is it the core? It's probably a combination of all three. And then put that foot down. We're going to switch to the other side. We know that every day is different in balancing. Could be the weather, could be how you're feeling. We're switching to the other side now. So don't sweat this if you don't have it today. Tomorrow you will. And then we're going to release that foot back down. Take a wiggle, take a jiggle. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. This time, we might lift that knee a little bit higher. Only if we can recruit those core muscles to do it, right? We don't want to bend and lift it up. We want to use those core, that core to lift. Find your pose. Use the wall if you need it. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see this a little better. My feet are about that far apart. Toes are straight ahead, fingers down. Take an inhale, get taller. Exhale, pick up the one leg. Take it first to hip height, and then you might decide on your next exhale to take it a little higher. Notice that my fingers are very active. Even my toe is active. If I'm here and I'm happy, I could take the hands up higher if I want to. If you're on a wall, you might feel pretty comfortable doing that. We'll stay for one more breath and put the foot down. Whew. Take a break for a second and we'll do the other side. We're about 1 inch apart. Fingers down, crown of the head reaches for the ceiling. Come up onto the toe and then decide, do I want to come here? Do I want to take it even higher? Now, I saw my body shift forward, so I want to make sure crown of the head is reaching for the ceiling. Fingers reach down, toe reaches down. I'm standing on one leg. It's a balanced posture. Tall spine. And then release that foot down. Woo, baby. Wiggle, jiggle. Let everything feel good. And let's take another fold before we sit down. This time, let's take our feet a little wider than our hips. That comfortably wide stance again. Find the length in the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, soften into the knees. Bring your hands to the seat of the chair. You can stay here in this hinge forward. You can take it down to a fold, coming to forearms, to fists, forehead on the chair, however you want to be. We'll stay here for 3 even breaths. And then soften into the knees. Bring the hands to the seat of the chair. Come up to that hinge. Take an inhale. Exhale. Recruit those belly muscles to come back to the spine. Soften into the knees. Inhale. Push into the feet. Come on up. Release those arms. Bring the legs back together. And we're going to make our way back to the chair now. Once you get to the chair, grab your prop. Connect to the earth again, and we'll slide back. So I'm connected to the earth. I'm going to push into my feet, push into my sitting bones, sit up taller, and then I'm going to turn my palms up in my lap. Let the shoulders come down from the ears. Imagine that your elbows are heavy. They're weighted. The invitation again is to soften or close your eyes. Take a moment to notice how the body feels now. Return your attention to the slow and even breath. We'll stack the palms at heart center. We'll recall the intention that we set at the very beginning of our class. And then we'll blink open the eyes if they're closed. Release the hands back down. Move to the edge of the chair. Connect to the earth with your feet. Hands in the lap. Slowly, gently turn the head in one direction. And then the other. And then return to center. Bring the hands together, uniting the left and the right halves of the body. Sit up a little taller, tuck your chin, and thank yourself for taking time out of your busy day to practice chair yoga. I'm so glad you joined me. It's my hope that this practice gives you the strength that you need to make your way through the rest of the week. Take care, my friends. I'll see you soon.